everybody, Chris here from It's Made, and welcome back to the series where I am walking you through how to paint your first 3D print. Now in the last video, I got this Mario primed and ready to go. So it is time to move into the next step, and that is color blocking. This is the stage where the model really starts to come to life, because I am getting the main colors onto it and starting to make it look like Mario instead of this primed print. Alright, real quick. Now, if you want just a little bit of extra help with your painting, I put together a color mixing guide for your 3D printed models. It's a beginner-friendly guide that will help you understand color mixing, thinning your paints, and how to get the most out of the paints that you already have. Now, if you want this guide, you can go ahead and get it by the link down below in the description. And if you're also curious about all of the tools and supplies that we're using throughout this entire series, I've got those linked down below as well. Alright, that's pretty much it, so let's go ahead and get back to this video. Now, just before I jump in, I wanted to explain what color blocking really is. Color blocking is not the detail stage. It is where I'm not worrying about highlights or shadows or tiny features yet. Right now, I just want to block in the main colors. The easiest way to think about this is think of it like a coloring book or a paint by numbers. I'm just trying to get the right solid colors onto the right places of the model so it can start to take shape. And that's it. Now, before I start painting on the model, I wanted to show you something really important. For this entire project, I am not using a huge paint collection. I'm using a beginner paint set that I picked up at Walmart in the crafts section. And that's all. It was under about 12 bucks for all of these paints. And I'm doing this on purpose because I want you to see that you do not need a full paint rack to get started. You don't need dozens of colors. You can do a lot with just a few colors if you understand how they work. At the basic level, you've got your primary colors, red, blue, and yellow. From those, you can mix your secondary colors like green, orange, and purple. And then, with white and black, you can lighten or darken those colors and get a lot of variation. So instead of thinking that you need every color, start thinking, what can I mix? So let's go through a quick example. Let's say we're going to need a skin tone. And what we need to do is start with a good amount of white. Then just a touch of red and a touch of yellow. Then we're going to mix it together, and then we've got a really good starting point. If you want to adjust that tone, you can do something in very small increments and adding just a little bit of blue to make that skin tone darker. And when I say tiny, I mean tiny. A little bit goes a long way. You can also adjust the balance and adding the equal amounts of red, yellow, and blue to shift the skin tone depending on what you're looking for. Just remember, use a little bit. Warmer tones, cooler tones, lighter, darker, all just from a few colors. So again, you don't need a huge selection. You need to understand how your colors work together. So now that we've got our colors ready, let's start getting them onto the model. So for Mario, I'm looking at the main color areas first. The red for the hat and shirt, blue for the overalls, the skin tone, brown for the shoes and hair, white for the gloves, and then painting the base. That is how I want you to think about it on your own model. Before you start painting, take a second and identify the main color zones. And do not worry about the little details yet. Just figure out the major colors first. Now, one of the biggest things that will help you here is understanding that your colors can overlap. You do not need to have your paint edge to edge perfectly on the first pass. Instead, paint in an order that helps you. A really good rule of thumb is to start with lighter colors and then move towards the darker colors That way, if one color overlaps onto another area a little bit, the darker color can usually cover it a little more easier later. So for an example, if I'm painting the red shirt area, I do not have to worry about making the edge absolutely perfect where it meets the blue overalls. I can just bring that red down a little bit into that area where the blue will go. Then, once the red is dry, I can come back with the blue and paint over that overlapped area to create a much cleaner edge. Another thing that helps a lot is how you approach the model. Think in paint by numbers. Pick one color and get all of that color blocked in before jumping to the next one. That keeps things simple, clean, and easier to manage. Now the next big thing here is the paint itself. You want your paint to go on smooth, not thick. The best way to do that is to thin your paints using distilled water. Just add a few drops at a time and then mix it in and test. Don't just pour water in. Use a little bit at a time. If the paint is too thick, it can leave brush strokes and start filling in some of those details on the model. That is why thin coats matter. I would much rather do multiple thin coats than one thick coat. And when you're getting paint on your brush, do not overload it. A lot of beginner problems come from simply having too much paint on your brush. And one more thing I want you to know. The first coat is often going to look rough. It may look patchy. It may not fully cover the primer, and that is perfectly normal. Do not panic. The first coat is just the start. Coverage builds over multiple thin coats. So in this video, what I really want you to remember is this. Color blocking is about placement of main solid colors. Think of it like a paint by numbers or doing a coloring book. You do not need a huge paint collection to get started. With a few basic colors and understanding how to mix them, you can go a long way. Focus on one color at a time. Start with lighter colors first and then move towards the darker ones. Let colors overlap a little if it helps. Thin your paints by using just a few drops of distilled water. Do not overload your brush. And do not judge your paint job by the first coat. At that stage, you're building a foundation. And once those main colors are in place, that is when the real fun starts. Because in the next video, I am going to start adding depth, and it's really going to come to life. So we're going to be adding shading and highlights to those smaller details and really make them pop. And that's pretty much it. So I wish you a great day, and I will see you in this next video right here.